Welcome again, everyone. It's January 6, 2023 on the Yalak Emmett channel at Twitter, YouTube, Patreon. This is another lesson in the New Testament is Fake series. This is lesson number 297. This lesson today is titled, You Will Escape 666 Times. You will escape 666 times. Of course, I'm showing here through all these lessons in my New Testament is Fake series how the New Testament teaches all kinds of things that just does not add up when one really knows what the Old Testament or the Torah teaches. I'm showing here again such things, and I'm talking now about this mark of the beast that we have been scared with from we were children. And now with the different things going on in the world, some people are scared just because of what's going on and what they think is going to come. They don't really, it's like some people never had the fear as a child, but they made a lot of us, a lot of my friends, fearful in Jamaica. A lot of people were afraid of 666, and some wouldn't even bother go to church even though they were afraid. Same thing you find today. People, they're afraid, but they don't know anything about 666 too tough. They could never find one verse to talk about the mark of the beast because they don't go to church or read their Bible, but they're just afraid. But as I've talked about in other lessons like this, the mark of the beast is not for the children of Israfrica or Isra Africa. It's not for them based on the scriptures. The New Testament tries to push that on us, but it is not for us, it's for the other nations. If they can work it out, meaning whoever is doing it, it's for them. But God's got something planned different for the children of Israel, a deliverance, and you're going to escape, the way I'm putting it here, 666 times from this mark of the beast. Of course, you know the mark of the beast, it was taught to us as children as you being lost forever if you take this mark. That cannot be true when one understands the Torah teaching that the children of Israel Africa will be delivered. If you are doomed forever to eternity, forever, then obviously you are not being delivered, so that doesn't make any sense. But let's read here from the prophet of the return, as I call him, the prophet Isaiah, when he talks about us returning, coming back, being delivered, and so on. He says here in Isaiah chapter 60, verse 1 to 4, Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. It's funny how they talk, is come, is risen upon thee, like this is a now thing. Like they are so sure of it that they speak as if it is now, because he's convinced in the moment that this thing is happening right now, even though we are waiting for it. But he says, it is risen upon thee, the glory of the Lord. Now, if you have the mark of the beast, this MOTB, then how can you shine? Because that is darkness when you realize that, according to their teachings, that you would be doomed forever, for eternity, to hell, if you get that mark. So then the Most High of the children of Israfrica is saying through his prophet that his people will arise and shine his light in them, because their light is come, that time of deliverance is come. So some dull people with the mark that has doomed them in their spirit and even their bodies to hell, cannot arise and shine with light that is come upon them, because darkness would have come upon them from the mark of the beast, with that marker writing all over their forehead, their arm, or inside their eyeball. Because the way things is going now with all this stuff in the world, one of these days you're going to get something widespread all over the world, so that they'll tell you that you need this thing even in your eyeball, because that's where it will work best. But the way they taught it to us was it's going to be written on your head or your arm. But those people will not have light and shine. And since Isaiah 55:11 says, my word will not return unto me void, that means there must be a people who will not be doomed by this mark of the beast from the book of Revelations in the fake New Testament, but rather a people who will be able to arise and shine because light is come upon them, the Spirit has come upon them, the deliverance and joy has come upon them. Verse 2, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth. The 666 shall cover the earth. The plagues will cover the earth. Doom will be all over. Sadness will be all over. So the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. Why? Because they had to face some 666 beast kind of control and all the crazy madness that the beast wants to do on the earth to them. But the Israelican will be saved out of it. Jacob will be saved out of it. So the darkness will cover the other nations because Jacob has already by that time risen up and is shining because their light came upon them and the glory of the Lord is seen, is risen upon them. So they have light, but darkness shall cover the earth and gross darkness the people, the other nations. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. Not the 666 of the beast will be written upon thee on your forehead, like they told us when we were children and made movies for us to sit and watch at church. It's wrong. The New Testament is fake. It's trying to scare people. This is not for Israel. Verse 3, and the Gentiles shall come to thy light. He just started in verse 1 telling you got light. So then, because darkness has covered the Gentiles and a beast knocked them upside the head, now the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and the kings to the brightness of thy rising. You will go down low if you get the mark of the beast, but those of East Africa who escaped 666 times by the deliverance of the Lord and the light of his glory, those ones are the ones who the Gentiles and the kings will come unto because of the brightness of their shining and the brightness of how they rose powerfully strong in spite of the mark of the beast, in spite of the craziness of the beast on the earth. But they escaped 666 times. Verse 4, lift up thine eyes round about. So look all around and see all they that gather themselves together, they come to thee. Now, if you did not escape 666 times, that means you are one of them who are in darkness, like the rest of the Gentiles. So why are they going to come unto thee if you are already with them in darkness? You must be separated and be apart from them because you've been delivered back to your land so that they can come unto thee because you are no longer with them. So they have to journey and travel and come to thee. Because the scripture says Israel is not reckoned with the nations. So he is now delivering them in the end, finished their captivity off, and has brought them back outside of or away from the nations. Just like in Numbers 23, verse 5, and the Lord put a word in Balaam's mouth and said, return unto Balak, and thus shalt thou speak. And he returned and he went on. And then verse 9 says, for from the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him. Lo, the people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations. And shall not be reckoned among the nations. So now he has to move the people back out of the nations and bring them back to their land. See how this works? Because the Most High is ensuring that they really do escape and be restored and so on. So now lift up your eyes round about and so on, and they're going to come to thee. Because you are now reckoned among the nations. So now that your captivity is done, he has moved you out away from them to let them continue to live in their darkness and put his light upon you. And they, the people of the other nations, will see your brightness shining and come to seek you, because the beast has deceived them for way too long and damaged them and just destroyed them. So now they're coming for light and life from your God that they're seeing through you. And they shall come to thee, thy sons shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side. So restoration, not demise, doom, death, destruction from a 666 mark of the beast. No, this looks like if your sons and so on, basically your daughters and so on are coming back to you and things are being restored and so on. Obviously, you escaped the mark of the beast 666 times. The New Testament is fake. Your Lock Emmett channel, Twitter, YouTube, Patreon, get it in your skull that the New Testament is fake from the book of Revelations telling you about mark of the beast. The end.